or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are on this wonderful planet we call Earth. It's me, Mikey Pipes. Today is Thursday, August 19th, 2021. And even though I gave Daniel and the other Mike the day off, Daniel decided he wants to work anyway. So I am driving to Melville, which is in Suffolk County on Long Island, to swap out a pool heater. They're getting a new Jandy JXI400 with Versaflo. Awesome. Stay tuned, make sure you thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to be talking about the Versaflo and how important it is, if you get a Jandy, to make sure you get one. Preserve your water heater. Alright, pool heater, sorry. Alright, stay tuned. Heading north on the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway, Route 135. Just took the schlep from Valley Stream on Sunrise Highway all the way past Lynbrook, Rockville Center, Baldwin, Freeport, Merrick, Belmore, Wantor, and then right before you get to Seaford, the 135. Alright, traffic is light this morning. Excellent. It's a little before 9 a.m. in the morning. So I guess the morning rush is already gone. People are already at their desks like sheep. Oh God, I would kill myself if I sat at a desk. 24, Hempstead Turnpike. All right, let's go. Good old Suffolk County. Not too far out there, but looks more like country. It's one of my old clients right there. He sold the house, and then someone took out all the trees and put a fence in. Missed them. Good peoples. I think they moved to Italy. All right, just a few more minutes away. A few more minutes. Driving in the country, up and down these little hills. Up and down the little hills. See, it looks like I'm in Massachusetts or like upstate New York or Vermont, but it's not. We're in New York. Don't do it. Don't do it. Taj Mahal lands. All right, here we are in a compound, a gated compound full of Taj Mahals. This is a nice one, by the way. This is a really nice one. A lot of nice houses in this development right here. All right, let me check in with the gate. All right. See, when they know you, they just let you pass. They just let you pass. All right. Taj Mahals. And I don't care if you live in a bungalow, a shack, a Taj Mahal, the effing White House, or the Black House. I don't care. You know what? You're still a human, and regardless, you should, not be made fun of if you live in a Taj Mahal or a shack. I'm just saying, just food for thought. All right, let me show you what's going on at this pool job. All right, I got this Jandy JXI400N. We're gonna throw on the Versaflo option. There's a nice pool over there. I'll show you where the pool equipment is. All the way over here. There it is. She's leaking. Heat exchanger. Very important to pay attention to water chemistry. If you have a pool, number one cause of heat exchanger failure is bad pool chemistry. One of the first things we're going to do, I went to the Jandy Aqualink, and I turned off all the breakers. All of them. All right? It's easier to do it that way. I could specifically just turn off the breaker for heater, but it's not marked. So I'm just turning off everything. And plus, I also don't want any water flowing through while we make the change here. All right, let's just take a look at the piping. Here is my inlet piping right here. Goes through the heat exchanger, out through the salt cell. All right. Interesting bypass here for the autopilot. Salt cell, salt chlorine generator. Comes back around and it's not even connected to anything. Looks, this is an old wire. Yeah, maybe. So you have multiple pumps, different water features, spa. And that pump right there, that's usually for the Polaris robot. We have, see a little drip here somewhere. These are zone valves. Those are valve actuators to different features, similar to this one. Interesting how they have a Jandy and a Hayward in the same mix. And this is a booster pump, waterfall. There possibly another water feature. That's probably main pump. We have spa, skimmer, main drain, vacuum. And they had a leak here and they didn't backfill it yet, obviously. All right, let's get to work. All right, I marked my supply and returns, and then I cut as close to the unions as possible with my Milwaukee Fuel M18 reciprocating saw. Saws off. Team red, baby. All right, turned off the gas cock, disconnected the union, pulled out the nipple, disconnected my electric. On the other side, L1, L2, I believe, and switch for automation control. This is really pretty effed up that they didn't fix this. It is what it is. I lifted up the heater and a mouse, a little field mouse, maybe about this big, came out. It's probably sleeping in here. Maybe in a nest inside. Maybe. Disturbed his home. Sorry. Alright, so we have 2 wire for a pool and common. It's for our remote. And over here we have our 240 and 120 volt connections. This is pretty shot. Take a look inside here. Look at this. This thing's been leaking for a while. See, and there's the plug, the harness for 110, 240 volt. Right there, see that? That's the gas valve. This is the inducer motor assembly. That's Daniel's son. Transformer, control board, LED display. Not too shabby. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Sleep well? Yeah, you slept well. I know you did. All right. So as you see, everything's already disconnected. I marked supply and return. Took a look at the wiring. I wanted to show you something on this. Just make sure there's no mice because there was a mouse that came out of here before. All right. If you take a look, this on a Hayward, this is the power interface control board. Similar to the one that Jandy has, but this is a harness. You see, a Molex plug connector. One's marked 240 volts, and the other one is marked
120.
120. Smart. See? We'll put this off to the side. This is the power interface board, and this is the main control board, and this is the LED display. Transformer, gas valve, inducer motor assembly for draft, pressure switch, and then here we have temperature sensor and flow switch. Cool. All right. I have a new base for them, and I think we'll leave it elevated on these 4 blocks that they have, and we'll put the new base on top of that, and we'll clean up a little bit. Cool? Daniel, we got some gifts. By Trade Fox, Coolpressor. You looked...
Just cool as the compressor?
Yeah, look, see, there's a diagram. No, not really. A hose, garden hose, and hook it up to the compressor, and water sprays from it.
Cool.
See? You got more gifts. I got a gift today, too. I'll show you. And you know what? If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I would be like, what the fuck is that? This is the compact Milwaukee M18 blower. And this thing is awesome, by the way. I haven't even used it yet, but apparently this thing is like much better than yours. Looks pretty, look how, it's nothing, weighs nothing. It's so small. Oh, I gotta love the community. So they sent you that, and they sent me that. Or maybe it was the other way around. But you have a blower.
Yeah.
Now I have the new one.
The blower, I noticed, drains battery really fast.
Yeah, it does. It uses a lot of power. You know, it's hard being a blower. Think about it. If you were blowing something, it's like... like a balloon, like a pool inflatable, right? Like, no, come on. It's what the people with their sick thoughts in their mind, and you too. All right. We'll take this thing out. Maybe we'll set the Versaflo up here where it's nice and sunny and clean, and then put it over there. All right. Because of all this uneven terrain and the logs, the tree roots, the stones, getting this pool heater out with just me while Daniel's doing the Versaflo involved me up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over. Here, up and over, went real fast. Boom. And now I got it past this. I lifted up their little sunflower things and I dumped her right there. Now I got the appliance hand truck. Now let's get this thing out of here and into the driveway. Daniel's installing the Jandy Versaflo, and there's a manual in French for it. There's the English manual. Once you do it a couple times, you know exactly what it is. But what's pretty cool about the Versaflo is that if the pool heater is not calling to heat, meaning the pool heater is not on, and what I mean by on, I don't mean that it's powered on. I mean there's no call for pool heating. If there's no call for pool heating, the Versaflo prevents water from leaving here and entering into the pool heater and the heat exchanger, therefore preserving the life expectancy or prolonging the life expectancy of the heat exchanger and the other rest of the components that water passes through. Because normally, if your pool pump is on, water is flowing through all of the pool plumbing components. The pumps, the filters, the skimmers, the heater, you know, the salt cell, right? It's not magnetic. So that's why when we install new pool heaters, we highly recommend the Jandy JXI series with Versaflo. And they make 2 different heat exchangers. One is a standard heat exchanger, and the other is a cupro nickel heat exchanger. Now, the cupro nickel heat exchanger, which is meant for more tolerance for salt pools, for example, does not come with the Versaflo. All right? So you have to order that special. Here, we didn't put the cupro nickel heat exchanger in because we're putting in the Versaflo, and the customer didn't want to spend another $1,500 for the upgrade on the heat exchanger. So we got the Versaflo. We're going to wire it in 120 volts. And look how compact she is. Look at this. Look how compact that is compared to that wildebeest. See that? Not a wildebeest, wildebeest. Let's take a quick look at some of the components to the JXI400. This is right there. They use a White Rogers gas valve, as you can see right there in the back. 3/4 in, 3/4 out, We have a union which connects to our inducer fan motor assembly. This is a draft powered vented system, so it's sucking in air from the from available air. I believe there is a connection where you can make this a indoor installation with proper fresh air and exhaust piping. Here we just have a little sight glass to see what's going on inside there. This is our hot surface igniter connection right there. Pressure switch for air pressure, making sure that the fan motor is running. This one here, this is a water pressure sensor. Back down there, a little brass thing, that is temperature. On the front of the system, here we have our Fenwall electronic ignition control module. Here's the main control board, and this is the power interface. And unlike the Hayward, this is a little printed circuit board right there. And right now it's set for 240 volts. Before we fire it up, we're gonna flip this around and make that 110. All right, the new pool heater is in position on the new equipment pad that we picked up. We picked up the Jandy from our pool distributor. Daniel's working on the supply and return pool water piping. I'm working on the gas, and I'm going to eliminate these rusted elbows and reconnect with new fittings to the inlet for gas. Hey Daniel, if you smell any gas, it's just me. One-handed Mike saves the day. There it is. All nipple work here. One coupling, 290s, union, done. Easy peasy. Making a rag and wipe down the dope. And get the soapy bubbles, Soapy bubbles show if there are leaks or not, It's common sense. Plumbers have been using soapy bubbles for millions of years. But people from South Korea don't understand that, though. It's all good. No leaks. No leaks. Wipe everything down now. All right, my existing 110 volt, 120 volt whip wasn't long enough to reach one of these two knockouts. So the ground was forgiving, and I just pulled it up and cut it actually a little bit shorter. So there's the scrap of it, and threw in my ground line 1 and neutrals into here, through here, and I brought in the wiring from there to here. I cut them, I zip tied them, and now I'm going to use the Wagos. I love the levers, the 221s. This is a 2-conductor wire connector. So much better than twist-on wire nuts, so much better. Comes with a premium though, but they're awesome, and I've been exclusively using Wago lever connectors, especially the 221s. And I got them in 2, 3, 5 conductor pieces. Pretty cool stuff. I'll put a link in the description box down below. Let me show you how easy it is to connect this. All right, I'm just gonna flip up both levers, and I played with one of these for like hours one day. I was just bored. You can do that all day long. Stick it in there. Let's get my ground from the system. Strip off a little wire like that. Sorry guys, trying to feed you. I know you're hungry. And we just stick in the other end of the wire. Let's go for here. Right in there, clip, and she's done. Look at that. I'm gonna wash, rinse, and repeat, and we're good to go. And there she is. Daniel, what do you think? You like?
Yeah.
It's a nice. It's the Jandy. And we have the remote thermostat enabled. See that? He uses the thing on its phone. Oh, there it is. Just turn the heat on. Look at that. It's 80 degrees in there right now. Not for long. But we are good to go. Golden. She's so pretty and nice. All right. Say hi, Daniel. Say bye.